Today I'll be throwing this dart at that wheel while it spins to determine which director I'm going to be copying the style of. Now, what will I be filming? In this mug are 20 random, everyday, boring tasks that's going to serve as the premise for what I film. But before we start, hi, my name is Herman, and I'm a failure of a filmmaker because I don't know every director that's on this wheel right now. You see, my interest has always been in creating short form content, and it made me feel a little bit out of place, especially in film school, because my friends had these big dreams of making their own films and aspired to be like their favorite directors, while I shot these little videos of card tricks at home. That is why I am doing this random director copycat challenge, so I can learn what other directors have been doing at the forefront of filmmaking. So we will be filming someone, I'm a little nervous, someone going for a jog. Okay, sounds a little boring, but we will be filming it in the style of one of the 12 critically acclaimed directors on this wheel right now while it spins. Let's move this to somewhere a little more safe. I don't remember the last time that I threw a dart, so I hope my landlord doesn't see this. And I also don't know if this will actually stick in there because I haven't tried it yet. So let's find out together. Okay, here we go. Wait, we gotta spin it. So we will be filming someone going for a jog in the style of no one. Told you guys I wasn't a good dart player. Ow. It didn't stay on there, but I know it hit Bong Joon-ho because we can see where the dart landed. Honestly, I'm just glad it didn't hit the wall. I feel like we got a little bit lucky on our first video because Bong Joon-ho is actually one of my favorite directors. So it's one of the ones on this wheel that I actually know. Recently, he gained a lot of great recognition because of the movie Parasite, which is an amazing movie that I watched as well. So I have watched maybe like 3 or 4 of his movies already, but this will be a great chance to refresh my memories of his work and also apply his style to my own work and try and film someone jog in his style. So I'm gonna first watch a few video essays about Bong Joon-ho because I struggle with absorbing educational content if it's not in video form. Then I'm going to watch 2 or 3 of his most popular films, probably films like Parasite, Mother, or Memories of Murder. Like he's just got so many good ones. So maybe I'll just pick the ones that are highest rated. But because I watched those video essays, I'm gonna know specifically what to watch out for. Otherwise, when I watch the movie, I'm just gonna like slump into a chair like a shrimp and eat popcorn and just enjoy the movie instead of studying the movie, which is what I'm supposed to be doing. After that, I'll be applying the only thing that I learned in high school, which is taking notes. And I'm going to be taking notes on the ingredients that I think make a Bong Joon-ho film. Then I plan to shift gears from research mode to creating mode by starting to think about how I'll be incorporating these ingredients with going for a jog, which is probably going to be my favorite part of the process. Now, my background has been on creating visually engaging videos, but something I've been wanting to improve on is the core of filmmaking, storytelling. This is something that's been pointed out to me before, so I'm hoping that filming someone going for a jog will be a good stepping stone to practicing my storytelling abilities. How will it turn out? Your guess is as good as mine, and my guess is that this might be the way that I quit YouTube from absolute embarrassment. So wish me luck. You know what? Luck is overrated. Instead, you should wish me duck. So dumb. I'm gonna edit this out. Now you Waddles, you're not dumb. Hi. It's been 4 months. Not because it took 4 months to make this, but because I had to prioritize the projects that would prevent me from living in a cardboard box and only eating cup ramen. Also, instead of having this video sponsored, I decided to just ask you guys to like this video if you enjoy what you're watching so far and to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Now, my goal on this channel is to create entertaining videos that share what I learned and inspire you to create. I'm also making sure that these videos don't just act as these sacrificial lambs to the YouTube algorithm god. So liking and subscribing lets me continue to create fulfilling videos that not only allow me to grow, but hopefully you as well. Speaking of growing, I'm excited to show you the results of this challenge because I haven't written a script in final draft or directed a narrative piece in over half a decade. What did I do in the past 5 years? wasted it away. Although I had a plan, I'm really bad at writing, and directing narratives has always felt like playing Jenga, where every decision could topple everything over into a disaster. Luckily, I had some wonderful friends who helped me out, so be sure to check them out. They just made the entire process feel super smooth, and it reminded me how awesome it is to surround yourself with others who also want to make amazing work. Now, I'll be breaking down all the decisions I made and the director elements I included afterwards, so let's first check out how I shot someone going for a jog in the style of Bong Joon-ho.
Following an autopsy, the woman has been identified after a tragic murder taking place last Friday. The homicide unit are still looking for suspects involved in this case, as it is the third unresolved homicide this month in the Metro Vancouver area. The motive behind these homicides still remain unclear to investigators. Police are advising the public to avoid leaving their homes after dark and to report any potential evidence to aid the investigation.
Yeah?
Hey man, we still on for the movie?
Hell yeah, man. Sunday night's thriller night. Hey, you're not already at my place, are you?
I was gonna get ready first, but no, I'm not there yet.
Hey, what would you do if you found a bloody object on the ground?
On the ground? What, like a bloody tissue?
No, like something more valuable.
Excited for the movie, are we? I would just make sure not to touch it in case, I don't know, some sort of crime evidence.
Oh, yeah. Obviously.
Oh, and you want to get the hell away because I've heard criminals always return to the scene of the crime.
You started the movie without me, didn't you?
No, but the news, just hearing about it lately, it's been getting pretty spooky out there.
Yeah, I hear you. Hey, make sure to drive over tonight instead of walk. It'll be safer that way.
Oh, good call. I even just filled up. This is perfect.
Feel free to come over earlier. I just finished the last of my errands.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I'll see you soon.
So, what did you guys think? Let me know in the comments and if it was what you expected. It's still a bit hard to believe that I made what you just watched because it basically just goes against everything in my short form content Bible. There are a lot of elements and nuances in Bong Joon-ho's style of directing that make him a master of the craft, but I decided to focus on 4 big ones that I found consistent throughout his work. Just a warning, there will be spoilers ahead for his movies Parasite, Memories of Murder, and Mother, so here's your warning. The first element of his style is his fusion of genres and the way that the tone will shift seamlessly in the same film. For example, Memories of Murder is a crime thriller with very tense scenes as they work through who the serial killer is. But there are comedic moments that are so slapsticky that I often forget that I'm watching a thriller. Same for Parasite after the big reveal. It was such a chilling surprise that just made my jaw hit the floor, but shortly after, I was laughing at how the housekeeper's husband leveraged his blackmail. Studio Binder actually has a great video on this, so check that out for more details. Now, this has made me think differently about genre pieces and how you don't have to be locked down to a single tone like a ball and chain. I found that the continual shift in genre made his films more entertaining to watch and also feels more realistic to how we experience a range of emotions in real life. For example, I was excited to just have this chill day where I filmed this talking head, but then I found this huge spider the size of Texas in my garage and it just ran away. And now I'm in constant fear as I record this. I tried fusing genres in the challenge by shifting the tense tone to a comedic one when it's revealed that the jogger is touching the ring when he probably shouldn't be, and then back to tense as we wonder if the killer could be nearby. Going forward, I'll definitely be keeping in mind that this is a tool to not only have the payoff hit harder, but also just add texture for a richer narrative experience. The second element is one of my favorites, which is Bong Joon-ho's use of mise-en-scène. What it basically means is the arrangement of elements in the shot, whether it's the staging of actors, set deck, or lighting. It just focuses on the storytelling of a single frame. Something I noticed frequently in Bong Joon-ho's film is how long he would hold a shot for while revealing new information to the viewers in a natural way. I found that his strategic blocking makes it easy to invest myself into the scene and pay attention to what's happening. Every Frame a Painting has a great video on ensemble staging that goes through this in more detail. And one segment from the video really stuck with me because it talks about how redundant over coverage is.
I said, oh, so now you're going to be a mechanic. So you shoot master, close, closer, over. I go hardline and go, look, I'm not going to do that because you've already got everything you need to tell the audience what they need to know about what's happening here.
This was the biggest discomfort for me to overcome because I've trained myself for the past decades to edit for the attention span of a hamster. I thought I'd be struck by lightning if I held onto a shot longer than 3 seconds. So for each shot of this challenge, I asked myself what it accomplished and if it was necessary to cut away. If not, what is the actor doing to progress the story? Mise en scene can be a little bit tough when you only have one actor and no permits, but the limitation makes you really pay attention to the details. The third element is Bong Joon-ho's use of telephoto close-ups. It's the most powerful way to see the character's reaction and have the viewers empathize with them in the scene. Unless you're a psychopath. That is why I almost never shoot close-ups of people's faces, because it just wasn't necessary in my genre of content creation. But I knew that it was another tool I wanted to use for this challenge, especially the telephoto profile shot. Profile shots imply that information is being hidden from the audience since we don't see all of the character's face. There's another great video from Every Frame of Painting that talks about how the telephoto profile shot was cleverly used in Mother. Now, there were a few ways that I wanted to use close-ups and profile shots. One was to rely on the character's face to convince the viewers that he's just a normal guy intrigued by this unusual object. Another way was to reveal the ring holding gag while acting as coverage for the friend speaking on the phone. Then to create tension by seeing his reaction to hearing how criminals always return to the scene of the crime. Although the next shot isn't a close-up, I chose a profile shot to imply that we know less about the jogger than we actually think. After filming these shots, I definitely want to use more telephoto close-ups in the future. The only thing I hate about them is pulling focus. Now, the last element I incorporated is my absolute favorite, the plot twist. That was a terrible twist. I shouldn't have done that joke. That was terrible. Why can't you twist? I just love that juicy, dramatic moment that shatters your reality and just makes you rethink everything that led up to that moment. Must have been how my mom felt when I told her I wanted to go to film school. But speaking of my mom, if you've watched the movie Mother, you know what I'm talking about. If you've watched Parasite, you know what I'm talking about. It was tricky figuring out a plot twist, let alone making someone going for a jog feel suspenseful. I juggled between a few things for the jogger to find, like a knife, a pill, or himself, but when I landed on a bloody ring, everything just clicked. After watching Memories of Murder, I thought to myself, what if we found out who the murderer was at the end? All the suspects felt so ordinary, and it really felt like the killer could be anyone, so why not the protagonist? I have watched enough murder movies to know that serial killers often collect trophies. Or maybe it's a Hollywood thing, I don't know. So I thought it would be a fun opportunity to create two realities. One where we have a random jogger following his curiosity as he finds this abnormal object. And another where it's actually the killer returning to the scene of the crime. I find that plot twists give replay value since it introduces a different meaning to what we initially watched. I feel like it's set up kind of like a magic trick. You know, if you do it right, the reveal makes you just question what is actually real. Let me know what you guys thought about this challenge and if I should do more of these. As someone who is adamant about not doing narrative-based films, this was surprisingly a lot of fun. Shaping the actor's performance and dialogue felt quite foreign to me since I mainly shoot inanimate objects and magic performances. I was surprised that writing, shooting, and editing the scene actually sparked an interest in potentially doing more narratives in the future. Maybe. I don't know, but it definitely motivated me to tell better stories. So I hope that watching this challenge encourages you to also take a step forward into a direction you've always wanted to go in, or even a direction you're not sure of. I definitely had no idea where this would go, but regardless of the outcome, I think I came out knowing a little more. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next video, and you can check out my previous behind the scenes video over here. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one, and remember to have fun creating.